plain yogurt and some nuts. So it will fill you up and help you make it through the day a little bit better. So lunchtime, you know, a bowl of soup and 2 slices of bread, 2 cookies. Now, I love my cookies, don't get me wrong. I want to have them every so often, but that needs to be a treat, not an everyday type of thing. So if you look on the other side, the unprocessed, that spinach salad, it does have chicken breast in it, apples, it has the vinegars, and it has grapes. So you have a more full lunch there. Same thing for that dinner, but go down to the snacks. How many of you can eat 2 bags of those potato chips in one sitting? I can, easily. How many times do we eat 2 apples in one sitting? Never. How about 2 oranges? You could, yeah, well, you eat a lot of fruit too. But that's not usually what we eat. But to eat 2 bags of those peanuts, man, I can do that driving just to work. They're so easy. Or 2 applesauce containers. Again, very simple things to eat. However, if you eat the whole food, you're fuller and you're not having those next craving for that second one. So just kind of gives you an idea. The next little handout that we have gives us portion size for fruit. Looks like this. And again, we forget what a portion size is. And just looking at this one really quick, look at grapes. How many of you know 32 grapes is a portion? That's 1 serving of grapes. That was a lot of grapes. I was like, wow. I was always limiting myself, thinking that I was eating too many of them, but 32 for a serving is an awesome thing. So I was like, yes, I can eat more of those. A whole grapefruit. I like grapefruit, and I can just peel it and eat it. I didn't realize that it was considered 1 serving of fruit. So it kind of gives you an idea. On the back page, it gives you the idea of what it looks like for our vegetables. Now, vegetables, we kind of think, you know, a little bit less is a whole serving, but you do need to get the full amount in there because we're asking people to eat 5 to 6 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. So it kind of gives you, you know, a $1 bill for a carrot. So when you're looking at your carrots, your little ones that we have here, you know, these kind of, that's not a carrot. You got to add a lot of them in there, a half a cup or a cup to get that same thing. But it does get you started on eating those. A whole sweet potato, green beans, all of those things. So it kind of gives you an idea of what serving sizes are. So just put that in the back and keep that in mind when you're making your meals and you're trying to do extra things. So we want to always add the green leafy vegetables to our meals as much as possible because, again, those are things that are going to help us slow our aging process down and help our thinking process. Berries are another thing, and we don't think berries usually for lunch. I didn't bring any today because I usually eat them for breakfast, but berries are another thing to throw on your salads or in your, what we're going to do today is our jar meals. Get them on the side and have them ready because you can eat them anytime. You don't have to wait for those. Some of the spices, and I know we just talked, Carmen just talked about herbs. Those are things you can also incorporate into your lunches, very simply adding a couple things in while you're mixing your salad. So think about adding any of those in at any time. Okay. So a couple of things that we want to talk about for how we're going to actually think about our meals is, how many of you meal prep? Anybody? You do? Okay. Is it, you used to? It does take a little bit of time. It takes a little commitment to go ahead and meal prep. But if you meal prep, guess what? The rest of the week goes so much easier. You have it organized and it's ready to go. People, your family are not sitting there going, what are we having for dinner again today? You know, you already know what you're going to have for dinner. I thought for the longest time my daughter was a little crazy when she was doing it. But for her family on Sunday, she had a list of what they were going to cook the next week. And then they went to the store, they got everything done. They didn't cut everything up as much as we do now, as I do with my family, but they have started to do that. So during the week, it's really easy to make the meals, especially getting their lunches and their dinners in order. So meal prep is really important. Another good thing about our meal planning, so you want to plan what your meals are going to be. Then you want to do is the second thing is to meal prep. And that means it takes some time to go ahead and have those things ready. So what you want to get is like my broccoli. I bought this at the market up in Michigan this week. So I've got it all cut up in little pieces so that when I'm ready to cook it, it's all set. When I'm ready to, cauliflower, yes. I have the broccoli too, but cauliflower is it. So the cauliflower is ready to go, and I can just throw it in my salad, or I can grill it. We throw it in the oven and roast it. Whatever it is, I'm ready. I don't have to take that time not to. The other thing about meal prepping is it saves you time. So you save time during the week, even though you have to pick one day. It doesn't have to be Sunday, Monday, whatever day you want to meal prep, you have it ready. So it does save you time the rest of the week. The other thing it does, it saves you money. You might not think so, but if you think about how many times you run to the store, oh, I don't know what to have for dinner tonight, so I'm going to hurry up and run to the store. I'll just pick up something. Anytime you do that, we're out of our budget usually, because I don't know about you, but every time I go to the store, I'm thinking I'm picking up one thing and I have a bag full and I'm coming home with more than I needed. So it does save you money. It also will help you decrease your stress level because you know what you're going to have. The other thing is when you're eating foods like these that we're going to talk about today, you're helping your body, you're also helping your brain, and you're going to feel better. When you're less stressed, you feel better. When you're eating healthy, you're less stressed. So it kind of balances between the two things. Okay, so that also is another benefit of meal prepping. The other thing is sometimes we eat healthier, we eat less processed foods because, again, we're not running to pick up something. We have it all planned and we know what we're going to have, and we're going to eat more healthier foods because we're going to prep it ourselves. Okay, so when we're prepping, we want to make sure we do cut up things. I like to do my other things is like I have lentils already cooked. I have those ready for this week. I make my black beans. When I'm in a pinch, I do have some of these canned things ready. Just in case I run out or somebody comes over unexpectedly, I can change what I have. So we want to make sure we have our grains made, our beans made. Beans and these things can stay in your refrigerator 5 to 7 days. It's not a problem, so you have the whole week planned. Grains also. Most of your grains, when you cook these, they can stay in your refrigerator for 5 to 7 days, and they'll stay fresh. Grains, yeah. Like buckwheat, if you like that, but quinoa is the one I usually use, or rice. Those are the ones that I like to do for my meals. Okay, so I have one. This is super grains. This has organic quinoa, millet, red quinoa, and buckwheat. So it's all done together. Oh yeah, I love quinoa. Have you tried it before? Okay. Gluten-free. High in protein. So you add your protein to your meal and you're set. We think we need a lot of protein. We don't need a lot of protein. Our bodies don't need a lot of protein. But we can get protein out of the healthy eating part. The other one that I like is this one. I buy this one because it's really easy. It's a microwavable one if you need it fast. But it's quinoa and brown rice. This one has garlic in it. So I keep a little stash of these just so that in case I need something quickly, I have it really fast. And it is a little bit more processed. It's not from me making it set. But in a pinch, you have to do something, so it does help. I usually make sure that I have things like hummus made or my salad dressings. I did not make the hummus this time, but these were on sale, so I bought it. Yeah, Meijer's had them on sale. It was good. But I also try to do things like I made my mayonnaise. This is tofu mayonnaise, and we do have the recipe here for you guys, and you can try it. And then usually a salad dressing. This is a very simple salad dressing. No, this one is lemon and olive oil, garlic, salt and pepper. I don't think I have this one on the paper, but there is another one on there. It's real simple to make. The recipes on there are very simple. So this one is just ready, and again, I can keep this in the refrigerator up to 7 days, no problems. You can also make some things like your pestos, and if you make a bigger thing of pesto, you can take it and freeze it. so that when you want to take it and you want to have it, then you can pull it out of the freezer. So instead of leaving it in the refrigerator and trying to use it up faster, and I love pesto on pizza. I even take the pesto when I make it, a couple different kinds, but I will use it for the wraps. I'll take my wrap and I'll put the pesto on it and then add my vegetables to it. So it gives it a little different flavor. When you're talking about lunch, when you're talking about doing any of these, you want to be exploring, be courageous of trying something new. I actually tried the chickpea salad, which I brought today, on my husband last night. Now, we didn't make dinner because I was giving him taste tests. And he tasted that, and then he tasted also our sauce that I made with avocado sauce. And he made it on a sandwich with lettuce and some vegetables on it. Now, of course, he is not a vegetarian and he's far from being vegan. But what he said to me was, I could eat these sandwiches instead of a turkey sandwich. I was like, yes, that's awesome. Let's get a little further. Every little change is good. So again, it's trying different things just to kind of get them to where they need to be. The other thing is when you're cooking vegetables or like potatoes or your starches, it is okay to cook them ahead of time and then reheat them. One thing about cooking like potatoes especially, hi, come on in. When you cook those and you cool them, the resistant starch that's in them is higher, which means it digests slower in your body, which means it doesn't spike your blood sugar up and down as much as otherwise. So having that potato pre-cooked and then re-cooking it when you want to is a help for your body also, okay? So that you want to make sure you do. Rice and quinoa is the same way. You can do those too. So what we're going to talk a little bit about, there's a couple of containers I have, and I use these. These are mine because these are reusable, and I can take these to work and have it ready. Sections off because I don't like everything to mix together until I'm ready to mix it. I want some of the stuff to stay separate. What I found too is these nice containers. I make lunches for my brother and a couple of his workers that they work construction. So he's a diabetic. He's been trying to get healthier all the way around. So I pre-make these for him, usually on Sunday, and then I take them to him all week long so he can have a healthier diet. So I found these little containers like this. These are in the grocery store. They have a lid so that I can take his nuts or the seeds or the salad dressing and just put them in here and keep it on, and then it fits right into the cup, into the box, so that it's not have to be all over his salad and make it wilty by the time he eats. So, and even for myself, these are really nice when I want to take something to work. The other kind of containers, you can get these again at Meijer's, are very simple also because they have the different sections. So on one, I put the beans. On another one, I might put some quinoa or some grains, and then his salad with all the vegetables on there, and then have a little thing like this for his salad dressing. Pour it on when he's ready. So it just gives you a little variety of ways to package things. Today we're going to talk about wraps. The wraps fit in these really nice, and they hold up pretty good for while you're waiting for your lunchtime. But the other thing I want to talk about is, anybody done the mason jars for their lunches? Yeah, okay. So I didn't like doing these myself because, I looked at that mason jar and I thought, that's not enough food for me. I eat more than that at lunchtime. I need more. And at most of the jars that I had the small mouth. So you want to make sure you get a wide mouth because it's easier to get things in it and it's easier to pour it out. But you can also get an awful lot of food in here when you pack it the right way. One thing you want to make sure you're doing is you have a good lid and you can make it tight because you want it tight. The other thing you want is this filled and packed very nicely, because the more you pack it down, the less air there is in here. Now, you remember how when you look at avocados, how when you just leave them out for a little bit, they turn what? Brown. That's because of the air, okay? So even if you leave the seed in there, you do get some browning of that avocado. It's the same thing with this. You want to make sure that there's no air in here so the food that you have stays crisp and just so appetizing all the way around. So you want to make sure you fill it and make sure it's in tight. Okay, so when we get done with all this, you're going to come up and you're going to make yourself a jar, and you're going to take that home for lunch tomorrow. So get ready, think about that. So what we're going to do is talk about how we fill that jar up. Really important steps to follow so that the jar and the food stay really good for you. So what you want to first do is put your dressing down. If you're going to make a salad, that's mayonnaise, you don't want that. You put your dressing on the bottom of it. When you have a small jar like this, you only need 1 or 2 tablespoons, or put what you feel comfortable putting in there, okay? So you put that in. Any kind of salad dressing, I do try to keep some little ones that my brother actually likes, so I make sure of that. And I also like to make a dressing that's avocado dressing. The reason I like this is because it has lemon juice, it doesn't turn brown, and it stays pretty fresh and it gives a nice flavor to it. So this one is avocado dressing. It is very lemony, and when you put it in, it just is a good mix for most of these vegetables that we have here, including our quinoa. The other thing is you can also make it as like a taco salad, and you can put on the bottom your salsa, okay? And there's plenty of homemade salsa recipes. You can make any kind you want, but the liquid is what's going on the bottom, so that's what you want to keep on the bottom there. After you do the liquid, then the next thing you're going to do is put a layer of your cooked lentils or beans or whatever kind of cooked part you're going to have. Even if you wanted to use refried beans, you can put that on there. So what it's going to do, you can put with this, like your onion, if you want to put onion with your salad dressing, it's okay. Or you can leave this for later on, so it doesn't really matter. The most important part is to try to keep the liquid away from the things that get soggy, like your lettuce. That would get soggy. Your quinoa, unless you want it to have that taste with this, you wouldn't put it right next to it. So you put a layer of something else in between. After you do that layer, you're going to put your vegetables. So you can put any kind of vegetables in there you really like. I have, like I said, cauliflower. I have edamame. I use that a lot. I also use peppers. I love the sweet peppers. These are wonderful. So sweet peppers give it a nice taste. And celery. I cut up celery. I get my whole thing of celery and I have it ready, put it in containers, and then I eat it all week. The other thing nice about celery, have anybody put it in soup? I love it, yeah. It's a great crouton. Instead of eating bread, crunchy bread, this gives it a crunchy. It's the same thing you can do with your salad as well as your wraps. You do the same thing. So after you put that layer of your vegetables in it, you're going to put a layer of your rice or your quinoa. Like I said, any kind, one of these mixes, any kind you want. You don't have to put this in if you don't want to. It depends on how and what you like to do. But like I said, it's really important to try different things so that you can find out if it's good. After that, you can put your lettuce in. Now, what I like to do, instead of putting the lettuce in the jar, because like I said, I like a lot of vegetables in here because I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to eat a big salad when I'm doing this. So what I like to do is I take a small bag, not this one, but I'll get one of the little bags and I'll put my lettuce in there, and then that way I can take the lettuce out, put it on the plate, and then put all the toppings on it, and I have a complete meal that way. Okay? I do have then after that, what I try also to do, if you use avocado, you don't want to put it in the jar if you don't have to. It's nice to keep this on the side. It's even better to cut it fresh if you can, instead of putting it in the jar. The other thing is if you're going to cut it and have to, put it in a smaller container, even a small one like this, you want to put some lemon juice on it because then it won't turn as brown. So it just gives it a little bit more, keeps that nice color, okay? Then on the top of everything, if you want to put it in, you can put nuts. You know, if you're making a salad and you want to put berries and especially walnuts, that tastes wonderful. Apples, blueberries, cranberries, any of those things. Or you have sunflower seeds. This is sunflowers and pumpkin seed mix. I use this one and just sprinkle it on top. It makes it really nice and good. Or sunflower seeds. Then if you really want to make something on the whole meal, you have your breads and your chips. You can put those on the side. You don't have to try to get those inside there, but just package those in a little sandwich bag, and then you have those. Today I put the bread here so that if you want to try any of the sauces first, you can try it with the bread and taste it before you pack it into your lunch there, okay? So that's the sequence of how we put it in. Nuts and seeds are at the end. It keeps it pretty good. Any questions about those kind of things first?
Can you show us how to put it in the jar by yourself?
Oh, you want me to I was going to have you guys do that. You're going to do that. Yes.
Well,
Before we do it. Okay. So with this one, I'm going to make it with, I'm going to do salad dressing. I'm going to do this one, because this one will be, oh no, I'll put this one. I'm going to do avocado. And the reason I'm going to do this one is because, oh man, when you smell this, you're going to smell it really a lot. There's a lot of cilantro in it. Lots of cilantro. And I'm an onion person, so I will put some onion in it. I like that. Just a little bit, because you'll smell the onion also. And again, one of the best things for me is I love black beans. So I'll put my black beans in here. And you know, you can put like as many as you like. There's no limit on it. But on an average, you think about your serving size. So I'm going to put in a half a cup or so. So I have those. And again, you go through and see what else you like. Now, the other part of these things, everybody will be jealous if you make them nice and colorful. So for me, I'm going to put a little edamame on here and kind of shake it down there a little bit. But in order to make it look a little bit more colorful, because I don't have tomatoes, even though I picked them out of the garden today, but I forgot to bring them, I'm sorry. I'm going to add a little bit of carrots. You know, adding carrots to my salad was one of the best ways for me to finally eat carrots. I don't like to kind of munch on them. I'm not a big carrot person. So putting them in my salad was a better way for me to do it. So I just push that down, and kind of again, what I want to do is get away from some of the air, that pockets that get in there, and push it down. Now, doesn't that look good so far? I mean, think about it. That's looking pretty good. Okay, and then of course, you know what else I'm going to put on here is I will put some, I'm going to do the cauliflower, because I didn't bring broccoli. So put a little bit of this in here. It's raw, yep. You can use any kind. You can put in, with the mason jars, the nice part is these are microwavable, so if you didn't want to put any, you wanted to make it all hot, you can make it warm in these. Not old mason jars, but the new mason jars are microwavable. If you have old jars, don't microwave them. Yeah, the old jars are not as strong as these new ones. So I put a little bit of that in there, and then I'm going to put just a couple of my red little peppers in here, sweet peppers. Getting ready. And then, because again, like I said, I got to have, you know, I tell people at work all the time, they say to me, you don't eat a lot. I said, oh, you don't know how much I eat. I eat a lot. So the quinoa kind of helps fill in some of those spaces there. Okay, and put just a little more in there. And I have a nice little lunch to take now. And all I have to do is take it, pour it on the plate. Or actually, I can shake it and let this fill everything in so the dressing will go like this, and then all of a sudden it'll start filling it up. But I have that all ready now, I'm set. And I can take my chips. I usually like, well, I'm kind of addicted to these lime chips. They're really good. Or take a slice of bread and have it with my meal. Okay? All right, so you're going to make one of these. We're going to do that in just a couple minutes. Oh, absolutely. Yep. There's the corn. You're right. That would have been a good thing to put in there too, because of the Mexican kind of taste in there, or I should say. Absolutely. Any one of those beans you can substitute for, any one of them. You want to make sure they're cooked well. And like I said, any of the beans you can put in the refrigerator and keep them there. What I like to do when I'm cooking a big batch of beans, I like to get them soaked. You soak them, you rinse them. You soak them, you rinse them, you soak them, you rinse them 3 times. And then I take them and I package them in little bags, little sandwich bags like this. So they're all rinsed and they're ready to go, and I freeze them. So then I could take them out of the freezer, and then I could just cook them, and I don't have to wait for the rinsing part of them. So it does it faster, like black beans, or if you want to speed up the process a little bit.
You don't have that first.
Hmm?
I cook that first. You don't cook that first.
I don't have to. I can. You're right, you can. Mm-hmm. And then put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And that's even faster. Yeah, that helps.
I didn't know you.
Yeah, I just did them, just cook them, just get them soaked, and then they're ready. They're a little faster to cook for.
And someone who is still eating meat, for example,
Mm-hmm.
not meat, can add chunks of meat inside for their protein?
Many people will add things like chicken to that, or tuna, something like that. Yeah, they could. When I do it, yeah. I wouldn't want the smell of that in there. I'm a big.
The beans,
The
it's
beans are good.
it's enough to provide protein.
Oh, there's enough protein in this all the way around. You don't need any more protein. You have plenty with your beans. Your edamame has protein. Your quinoa has protein. You know, we have lots of protein. So then what I wanted to show you too was the idea, how many make wraps? Anybody make wraps? You do? Okay, got a couple people who do. All right, so the one thing about the wraps is you want to make it's easier, maybe you guys can give me some more help, but pop them in the microwave for a couple of seconds, and then they're more pliable. These were in my car, so they're a little pliable right now. But the way you fold them, you fill them up, and then you can put anything and everything in there. So I'm going to go ahead and make one of these wraps, and then we can taste it up. Let's see. The thing is, yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. I was just going to put it in there, but I got to roll it. The idea of the wrap, too, is depending on what kind of wraps you get. These, again, these are 80 calories, so they're not very bad. Some of them can be 250 calories for just a wrap, so you want to kind of watch that. And how much sodium is in them. These are 200 milligrams. It's a little bit high, but not bad. But there's 8 grams of protein in just this. So really, 8 grams of protein in my wrap that's a good for a meal. So add a little bit of quinoa or something else, and I've got a full meal with my wrap here. So what I like to do with the wrap, I'll wait till she gets me the plate, is I like to put hummus on my wrap. And again, there's many of recipes that you can find to help you make hummus. You can make your own. It's really simple. I love to have it homemade because I can put my flavoring in and not just the ones that they have. Oh, I love it.
One so you can put the slices. Are you going to cut it? So
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. So take my wrap and I put my hummus in it. We started making these when my granddaughter started eating. She was about 4 years old, and this is the only thing she would eat for lunch, is a wrap. So you want about 2 tablespoons because you're gonna roll it pretty good. And again, with the wraps, whatever you want, you can put in here. Now, if you're going to leave it for a long time and you're going to have it maybe the next day, what I tell people too is sometimes it's nice just to put first down the lettuce and put the hummus or the avocado sauce that you're going to put on, not on the wrap, because sometimes this gets wet. It starts to seep through and then they're soggy. But if you put the lettuce down first and then put it on your lettuce, it's all ready to go and you won't get soggy like that. So I can put my lettuce on here, but we're going to eat it now, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh, you can? Oh, sure. Yeah. If for something that's a little delightful for me, I put a little feta cheese in it. That one I do like. But you're right. Any kind of cheese you can put in, and especially in the wrap. So I have my my lettuce in here, and then I'm going to put some. Well, let's see. Let's put some lentils in this one instead of the black beans. We'll do a little different one. So again, these are just plain lentils. I don't put anything in them. I just let it go with whatever flavoring I'm going to have. So I just put a little lentil. These are red lentils. And the reason I use red lentils is because they're soft and they get a little bit mushier. And then what I like, I can make different sauces with them if I want to. So you can make a sauce with those, not a sauce, but a dip. You can mix those as a dip. So with this one, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of our sauce in here. And again, with our sauce, you got to be a little careful. You can't put too much because you don't want it dripping out everywhere. But it does give it nice flavor. The one we were making before was with my granddaughter. She'd make the hummus, dill pickle on there, and tomatoes and cheese. She liked the cheddar cheese on it. I never thought about a dill pickle on here, but it was really good. So don't be afraid to try something that you like. And then, of course, some peppers. Again, really, there's no wrong way of doing it. You just have to be creative in what you want to do and how you make it. So you said you made wraps. What kind do you usually make?
Southwest.
Southwest.
Beans, corn, avocado, salsa.
Yep. That sounds really good. And if you could grab that knife for me, Carmen, I will put the avocado in here. That's a good idea. Perfect idea. Yes. So think about it. Look at how colorful that is. When you look at it, you think, oh, almost Christmas. It looks great. But our bodies need to have Christmas every day because that's what we have to build it on. And when we give the right nutrition to our brains, we can think clearer. And when you think about that, we want to make sure we're thinking clearer, especially these days. There was a story that I read, and it was about World War II. And what happened in Hawaii. So we know that that day that happened before when we got attacked, everybody was surprised. The whole world was surprised. However, not everybody was surprised because there were two people who were watching and they saw the radar and they actually reported there's something wrong going on. And the lieutenant, I'm not blaming anybody, don't get me wrong, but it's the story. He said, oh, don't worry about it. He thought a plane's coming from California is what he was thinking about. He didn't think anything different. Well, we don't know what fight we have to fight. We don't know what's coming next. We want our bodies to be well prepared for that battle. Whether it's the flu, a cold, or COVID, or whatever it is, we have to have our body ready. Our body is just like those soldiers. They have to be prepared, and we want to give them the strength. And by giving them good, wholesome foods, non-processed foods, the more we eat this way, the better off our body's going to be able to respond when it gets attacked. So that's what we're doing. We're not trying to, persuade anybody or sell Whole Foods or anybody else. It's just trying to make sure our bodies are ready for whatever is going to happen next. So I will get this avocado on here. And we're going to wrap this up. I told you we're doing battle. It is the battle of the day. Okay. The one thing about things like carrots and celery too, it is nice when you have them in the long pieces because they fit right down the middle, and it's really easy to wrap it then. Okay, so my background too is wrapping hundreds of thousands, I think, of burritos because we did Taste of Mexico at the Lake County Fairs for years. So I wrap it like a burrito. I put the sides in. Oop, my salad is a little tight there. And then I roll it all the way over and push it in. Oh, sorry.
I can see the magic.
Look at that. Super burrito time. Ta-da! It's really easy. And then we go ahead and cut it. And now when you're getting ready, sending your kids to school, and you're putting this nice little thing in their lunchbox, and along with it, you're giving them some apple slices or some whatever slices. Grapes. Now look it, doesn't that look nice when are you hungry? You want to eat it? You want to try? You're going to make one. But see, it looks more appetizing. Now, when I make them too, the one thing, I like my taco shell to be a little warm. So when you have it, and if you're at home, you can put it on the grill for just a couple of seconds, and it toasts it really nice. Oh, it's delicious. Just an extra little thing. I can smell those onions, so, okay. So I'm going to put this back on here and make a couple more slices. And if anybody wants to try, I hope it will cut up. It's usually better to eat it. So we'll cut it up. Okay. So when we're going through all of it, it comes back down to simple, very simple things that we're doing to make our body better and to be healthier. Nutrition is the first thing in the New Start program. So we have to have good nutrition to start with, okay? The next thing is exercise. We have to have exercise. We have to have movement. We have to get moving. Otherwise, our body doesn't flow as well. The blood flows better when we exercise. And I'm not talking about running marathons, which is nice if you can, but I'm talking about just walking. Or if you can't walk too much, just getting up and down, moving it. If you can't do that, I have patients who are in wheelchairs. We tell them, do this, get your arms moving. Whatever you can do, you want to do something, okay? Then the next one is water. The W is water. Make sure you get your water in. You want to have what water your body needs. When you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So you already are behind on your water, okay? The next part is from the New Start part is that sunshine, getting outside for a little bit. Again, 10, 15 minutes, it's not a whole lot. In the wintertime, I tell people, please take your vitamin D because we all need it. We're finding that more and more people are very low vitamin D levels, and they've correlated that also with the COVID process, and they're telling people to take that vitamin D. Okay, so the sun, let's see, stay temperance, of course, not having the alcohol and the, I put in there also things like sugar, because those are addicting things that we kind of get in. So it's moderation in all of those things. I gotta spell it, air. Exercise, yeah. And then air, getting outside, breathing that air, taking nice deep breaths. It moves your lungs, gets your body moving a little bit better, and gets that oxygen to where it needs to be. And then R is for rest. It is very important that you rest. We need to have 7 to 8 hours of sleep. The hard part is you need to have that sleep between 9 and 3 or 10 and 4. Those are the best time for you to sleep because the melatonin in your body naturally is produced during that time. So you're better off sleeping that time. But what we find is people stay up all night, or they stay up till 2, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then we get in trouble. And then they're on their phone or their iPad, and they got that light going, and they don't sleep. Sleep is really important for our body. It has to regenerate and reproduce its cells during that time. Okay, so we need that rest. And the last one is trust in God. We do trust. We do know that God will help us if we are doing what He's asked us to do, and that's where we want to put our trust in all the way. Okay, I'm going to cut up a couple more of these, and if anybody wants one, they may help themselves. Are you ready to start? Are you ready to start your adventure? If you want to make a wrap, you can make a wrap. If you want, otherwise, I have the jars for everyone to take a jar and make your lunch for tomorrow. And then if you could, let Doranita know how your lunch was, okay? Let her know if it was, I'm going to leave this right here so if somebody else wants one, they can have it. If it was filling for you, if something happened to it that it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. But just let her know what happened so she can kind of have an idea of what her experiment with you guys making these was like. Okay. All right. Who's going to be brave? Come on. Stand up. It's time to exercise. Got to move. That was the ploy here to get you moving. Okay. You get to pick a jar. The lid and the top everything is clean. It's been washed already. So take a jar. Take a jar. I'm going to open all these up. And this is mayonnaise if anybody wants it on the bread. If you want to try it, this is the recipe that's in your, I should put this over here by the bread. If you want to try the bread, or if you want to, there you go. That's a salad dressing. This is a lemon, very lemony. Garlic and lemon and olive oil. There you go.
I'll try a piece of this. I can try that.
Sure.
Why don't you just bring your phone and take a picture?
Here you go. Oh,
Yeah, I could have did
here's a little piece of bread. You just dip a piece in. Try it. And the salad dressing. There we go. Oh, go ahead. I will. I'll open it for you. All right. This is chickpea salad. If you want to try that, again, I use this for wraps.
Just in there first, right?
Yes, that goes in first. Yes, there is. Okay, no celery, huh?
Do you have a plate or a napkin to put that on?
I will get some napkins. That's a good idea. As soon as I can figure out how to open this.
Dressing first.
Dressing first. You're going to go kind of in the line. This. Your beans, or you're going to use beans or lentils. Oh, come on. How come I can't open this?
Need help?
Yeah, I need a knife, I think.
He's the helper.
Can't do it. Here.
I usually have to open my water bottle.
See if you can. I don't know why you can't.
Can you pour some in there without the dressing?
Okay, that's good.
You need a knife.
Yeah, I think so. We're getting kind of, what did I do with that knife? Oh, here. That is a chickpea salad, and it has this mayo in it, the mayo, and lemon juice and celery, things like that.
What kind of beans are those?
These are edamame.
I never heard that. Let's try that.
No,
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
I'm amazed that you didn't put any potato here. I'm
no.
a potato eater. So,
That's
is any
'cause-
reason?
No, because we ate them all. We had potatoes up in Michigan. I didn't bring them home.
with
Go ahead. I can't open this. I'm having a hard time opening it. Can't turn it at all. Oh, jeez. Thank you. Okay. There we go. Thank you.
No.
So shake it up and put it over there so they can use it. Now remember, you want to take and push it down so that there's no air in between it. You want to kind of get those levels and push down so that it stays really good.
I throw this I could
That's all right.
put the slices over.
I have my cookbook in case somebody wanted to see it.
Yeah. Which one is that? I don't
I
have
use this one.
Oh, Barbara Watson. I heard about it. It's a new book because I never saw
I've
it.
had it for a long time. It's an old book.
Can I go through it?
Yes. Yeah, I just took some of the recipes from there. And then again, Vibrant Life.
Yeah, you saw how many books I have. I
Yes.
don't use them. I just Google
Oh,
whatever I want to do.
yeah.
It's nice person.
I do like.
And
I never made the mayonnaise before, and I thought I got to figure out how to make the mayonnaise because, like I said, I was trying to get Mario to eat some more
what's the base?
tofu. It was good. I was really surprised.
Which one is it?
I put it over by the bread. It's over there.
I'm gonna take a little bit of this.
You open this one,
Yeah. Oh,
now this one isn't open.
he did it.
Just poke something in there.
You got to do this one. I don't know how you did it. I couldn't get it off. He got it. No string for me. Thank you, sir. I knew you could do something there. Yes. This is, that one is my brother's favorite. That's when I make his salads, I put that on it and he's happy. Don't put too much on there now, come on. It's nice. I like this.
Doesn't have like whole food vegan
Oh, yeah.
dairy. Is
Yeah.
this dairy or not dairy?
No, most of these are non-dairy. Yeah, this is a vegan one.
It is?
Everything I have in there is, yeah, I don't think there's any dairy. It might use like almond milk or soy milk or, yeah, but it's not dairy. Mm-mm.
This good book?
Yes, it's very nice.
Take a picture.
Yeah. Do you want to use it for a while? You want to test it? Go right ahead, take it home and test it out.
I'm gonna put your name in it.
Okay, but I know where you're at and you can,
Well, I wanna make sure we put Lori in here after the
it's
transfer.
no problem. It's no
Take a
problem.
look at it.
I have I have tons of books, believe me, I have tons. So try some recipes, see what you like, and copy the ones you like. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, cause I mean, you buy cookbooks and then you
Right.
only use a few recipes out of
Right.
each one, and you're like, I don't use this, I don't do this, I don't do that.
Mm-mm.
And then
So that's why you pick out what you like first.
Cause I
yeah.
wanna learn how to do hummus,
Oh, hummus is so easy. So easy.
lemon dip,
Yeah.
sunflower syrup.
Yep.
These sound really good.
Yeah, they are pretty good. You like it?
Put your name in
I
there.
know you. I think you gave me the recipe. Do you have the quantities or you just blend?
Well, I can tell you what I did this time. The recipe, I think that recipe that I gave you guys,
Because this is not in there.
no. I have a recipe for a dressing, and I believe it's the ones I copied. I have to look at it. But I didn't want to use olive oil. So instead of using olive oil, I put avocado in it and water. And so it was more of a recipe than anything else. Because normally I don't.
You have to write it down.
Okay, I will.
When you do this.
I know.
Can you make some more copies? This lady right here would like a full set. You wanna borrow mine and make a full sheet?
Okay.
That wrap is really good, thank you.
The bread? Oh, good. Oh, the wrap? Okay, good. Yeah, it's different and it's nice to try something. Different mixes. I like that.
Mason job by Dave.
Keep you away from doctor.
Yes, we want to keep those doctors away. Eat those apples. Apples make really good too, but if you put them in your salad like this, you want to rinse them with, put lemon juice with them, and then they don't turn brown.
Charles is looking for that type of major.
This is my bean jar right here.
Well, you know, these meals are very good with 32-ounce ones too, a quart. You can do it in a quart jar, 2-quart jar. Supersize it, it's good. That's why I use extra little things on the side, my little baggies, because you're right. I put my dressing, my beans, vegetables, and I'm good.
This smells awesome though.
Well, good, I'm glad. Good.
It looks awesome. I never thought about doing this though.
I know, aren't those fun? It is fun. It's just something fun to do.
This has got to be delicious.
This is a chickpea salad. So it's one, I use this. I will put it on things, or I just put it on a slice of bread with it.
Put it on top of what? I'm going to put it.
You could put it in.
Pack it in there.
She's doing good packing. I like that. Look at that.
Talking about.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I said
And you
I
put your
want
beans
to
right in
put
there.
everything, but it won't fit it. Everything won't fit it there.
Yeah, probably right there. Yeah. Yep. Yep. You can't get everything in else. It's too hard. Oh yes, please take some bread. Oh, I can open these chips. You want some of these? You want to try these? I can open the chips here too. I was putting these so if you wanted to taste something, you can put it on a chip too.
What kind of beans is it?
Edamame. It's edamame. Yep. And here's the pita chips.
That rice?
Looks good. Looks like you got it packed pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Now let me know how it tastes. You're very welcome. You got yours packed down pretty good too. Look at that. Yes. That's going to be good. You can take some bread too if you guys want to take some bread. Have bread. Yep. Yeah, that was my cheat one. I usually don't bring, I usually make my own salsa. Yeah, I do. I like that one. If that's the one I go to.
The good thing is that she can make
Oh. What kind?
tomatillos.
Oh,
tomatoes,
I'm
peppers.
growing my tomatillos this year, but they're not getting too big. They're really small.
Yeah.
But I love tomatillo sauce.
Yeah, everything in our tomatoes, they didn't want to turn red forever because of all the rain.
Yeah. Oh, good. That's what you want. Take a snack too. Try something else. Come on.
Get something else.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to ask you, what was, that was avocado?
This is avocado dressing. Yeah.
Is there
Our
a
sauce.
recipe in that book? Or
Hold on one second. I think I have that recipe here. Did I bring that? No. Oh, I was going to tell you guys this hot broccoli dip is delicious too.
Yeah.
You got that recipe.
she's making
Um,
2 extra sets of copies, because there's a.
Good. What did I do with that recipe?
And your stuff, and the beans and stuff, are you getting it in the can? or
No,
are
I
you
made the
trying to-
beans and I cooked those.
So how do you, I was gonna say, can I get your number and maybe we can shoot some
Oh,
texts back and forth
absolutely.
when we get a chance, because I'm trying to go
Anytime.
better vegan.
Let me put it on here for you.
Because I'd like to get some simple, easy recipes, because beans, I buy them in the can from Aldi's, the organic black beans,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd like to know how to make them.
Okay, so what we do,
So, and all that, I know that's gonna take time.
it
but
does take time, but so what?
If you can make if I can make a big batch, if I can freeze them, I can use what I need.
And you know what we do is, it's just Lori Valentino at att.net.
You got a phone number?
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't email, I usually text.
Text me, no problem.
I'll just say it's Angie. It's Angie.
9180. Okay, text me, tell me it's Angie, and I'll save it in there and we'll do it.
Yeah, because I want to get some recipes and some because I'm trying to get off dairy because of the fibro.
It's a good thing.
Having back issues, so that's different. Sciatic,
Yeah.
that's totally different. But the fibro and my mom just died.
Oh, I
So
was,
she died May 29th.
yeah.
So I'm trying to do different things because my mom had breast cancer and Parkinson's. My dad died from colon cancer.
All of this would help, every one of it. So, you know, on one of those recipes that I gave you, it says,
Looking at, I don't see.
yeah, I didn't give it to you. I'm gonna send it to you.
So you have,
I have it. I will get it to you for the dressing because I just made it a little different.
it's
And I
in
would,
the papers that you put here?
no, I think it's in the book. You know what, Angie? Can I see that book for a minute? I'll look for it then. Oh, pine nuts. It's pine nuts. Okay. Yep, pine nuts is in there. Okay. So there's one paper that has hot broccoli dip. This is really amazing. It is really good, just in case you want to try something. But we made it, and instead of, we didn't use it as a dip. I put a little extra broccoli in it, and it was a side dish for our meal, which was really good. It's a hot broccoli dip. Not all of them do I ever like to use. I look at the cookbook, like I was just telling Angie. Sometimes you want to pick a couple out and get to another cookbook. The other thing on here is there's a scrambled tofu. Anybody make scrambled tofu for your eggs and stuff? Okay. Yeah, Carmen makes it. She makes it delicious. Now, that's another one that doesn't have to just be for breakfast. It makes a great wrap for lunch. So make some scrambled tofu, put all your vegetables in it, and then throw it in a wrap and take it to work. Pop it in the microwave for a couple of seconds, and it will be delicious. Okay, so that's another one in there. And I think I have to look for that one recipe, and I will try to find it. Does anybody have any questions? I will look for this. Okay. Well, please help yourself if you want anything more. Taste another thing, go right ahead.
Because I go to Aldi's, but they don't always have everything. So I see Myers.
Yeah, I do Myers.
Products.
I do Myers, Aldi's, and I also go to Country Life. Country Life, we order from there. Because like I can buy a big bag of black beans, I buy a 5-pound bag.
Did you buy this